Hey everybody, it's Tammy and welcome back to my craft room here at Creative Girl Vintage. What I wanted to share with you in this video today are all of the little vintagey things that I picked up over the weekend. So I thought I'd share with you where I found them, how much I paid for them, and eventually like what I'll do with them. So if you want to stick around for a little walkthrough of all this little vintagey goodness, I would love to share it with you. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to start out my vintage tour today. My friend Mary, she lives in the beautiful town of Cape May, New Jersey. She drives up the Garden State Parkway for a little visit, and we always bring each other little vintagey things. So she came and she brought this gorgeous little girl. I have a vintage bride and groom wedding cake topper collection, so she will be added to that, and she just looks really old. She's just that old celluloid. It looks like you look at her and she'll break. She's so delicate and she's in really good condition. Look at that lace and the little bows on her veil. Isn't she so pretty? And if you've seen the tour of my craft room, you know that up in the rafters I have a vintage hat collection. So she brought me one of her vintage hats to add to the collection. Look, the extra netting, old labels. Isn't that just beautiful with the velvet flowers? This is probably one of my very favorite things, and it's something that at the flea markets I just really never see anymore. So I'm just very, very grateful to get this. It's just absolutely beautiful. Look at all that netting. It's so pretty. And then look at this, you guys. This little catalog here called Seeds Grown by a Woman in 1928. Isn't that so pretty? This is just basically a old seed catalog, and it's just gorgeous. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I don't know. It looks like I can do some scanning out of this and maybe come out with some really pretty things. And then she also brought me, this is the Capezio pale pink satin ribbon used for the ballet shoes. And I'll probably keep one of these for my stash, but I'll tell you a little bit about this later. But I'm currently putting together my vintage bundles. So this is going to show up definitely in vintage bundles. Okay, so all right, my next stop was the flea market. Let me pull that stuff out. Okay, so Mary and I jumped in the car and we headed for the flea market. This is an outdoor flea market. It's by my house. It's called Collingswood Flea Market. Real hit and miss. I did a video on it way back. I'll link that below if you want to look at kind of what's going on there. But, you know, it's just one of those things that if you don't go, you're not going to find anything, right? So here are my flea market finds for the day. First off, I found the little celluloid bird, and I think he was $3 because $3 is the new $1. And that I'm not kidding you. So, but I think he was well worth it. I'll probably hold on to this for a crafting project, but if I don't, I am going to be doing those vintage bundles, which I am working on now, and this could be in one of the bundles. This was a stack of doilies that was in a plastic bag, and it was $2. And, you know, you guys, you know how much we love these, like using them on our journal pages and our tags. And, you know, they're just absolutely beautiful as a background, and they're vintage, and I love them. So those will probably be going in bundles as well. Now, do you like her? Isn't she sweet? She was $2 as well. I'm definitely going to put her into a bundle because I know that there's some of you out there that can really make her come to life on a project. So she will be for sale as well. I found this book, standard postage stamp catalog, but what I liked about it was its size. I like these smaller old books, and so it's just filled with all kinds of vintage pages, and I like to include vintage pages. A lot of times when I design a new kit for you, I like to keep the things inside vintage and authentic, and you know, I just love these. These are great backgrounds for your journals and tags, and I love the old paper. It's just the best. So this book was $1, and was a good find for that. Now, we found it was a plastic tub and it was filled with like doll clothes. And Mary wanted it. It was $5 for the whole tub because it was filled with a lot of pink, beautiful little pink doll clothes, like sweaters and things like that. And so she wanted to do like a little clothesline in her laundry room. So really cute idea, right? So in there were these little pink felt shoes with, look at the little tiny flower on them. And this was like a little christening gown, or I don't know if it was for a doll or a baby, with this delicate little lace on there. So I kept these two things. Not sure why I kept them, because, I made the rule I can't keep everything. So these may go into a really little charming bundle down the road as well. And then I have all of these little vintage birds. And they were like, I think, $1 a piece, but I bought a lot, so I got a better deal. Look at this little budgie. You can't beat these little vintage birds. You can't buy them to look like this now. It's these old ones that are just so special. Look at this little guy. So some of these will be showing up in my bundles as well. Beautiful little peacock. I know these are like little made in Hong Kong, and cardinal, and then they're like little fall with the old plastic from the 60s. Love that for some kind of fall decoration. Okay, so we are going now to our next stop, which is the next day. And we will be going to Batsto State Park in South Jersey. So let me show you what I found there. All right, Batsto State Park, South Jersey. If you're familiar with Jersey, exit 52 on the Parkway. It's kind of in the New Gretna area, and it was a little bit of a schlep for us, but we usually go every year. It's an antique bottle and tabletop antique show. So, a lot of our friends sell there. It's an outdoor market. It's really sweet. So here's what I picked up. A guy had a tarp laid out, and everything on the tarp was $2. So I found this old photograph, and I think she's absolutely adorable, and I can't resist old photographs. And I'm not sure yet what I'll do with her, but you know what? I'm in this mood to put these things together for you guys and make some great bundles. So she may be in a bundle coming up. Then this little wonderful little spice can, Dainty brand chopped parsley flakes. I just thought the can was exceptionally pretty, so I really enjoyed finding that. And so here we go. Look at this. She's like an original, I guess like one of the original Nancy Ann's, because that has that composite body and that face, that perfect little face and pink dress. And so the man that was selling these, I first found, and they were all in these little like shadow box things here. I first found all of these little guys in here. Oh, they're kind of falling apart, so I have to put them back together. And this one here is even bisque, another little bisque baby here. Some cute little babies in here. And like I said, they're kind of in disrepair. So, they're perfect for the little doll hospital to fix up and alter. And but these here were probably my favorite. And as you can see, look at her. Isn't she just amazing? So these little babies here, I don't know. They're wonderful. So they're either ready for a project or ready for a bundle. So we'll see what happens with these little girls. And so all of the dolls were, I think it was $14 that I got all of the dolls. And I felt pretty good about that because, everybody loves these little dolls, and you can definitely do so many things with them. So that was a really fun show, and I enjoyed that. And I was so happy that I was able to find some little things as well. Okay, so our next stop on the way home there was a garage sale. Let me show you what I got there. Next stop, garage sale. Okay, so I see these little frames, and I knew exactly what they were when I saw them because I used to have quite the collection of these. These were Cameo Creations, and here's one of mine I brought out to show you. I used to find these at the flea market for a couple dollars. I had a giant collection of them. I finally kind of been selling them off. My husband sold them on eBay for me, and all of them have the Cameo Creation label, and they have a name of a woman on the back, like this was Lady Hamilton. And so these actually were a little affordable pieces of art that had pictures of 18th and 19th century nobility. And it was just a way to make a nice little art collection. And I had a magazine from the 1960s, and I saw in the back where they had, like, they were selling things, and they actually had these cameo creations for sale for the ladies to decorate their homes. So I've always loved these. They're really great quality. You could still find them on eBay and Etsy if you're looking for them. They're really sweet. So anyway, but these were the frames, okay? And I love these, and they have like a little domed glass in them. So I knew immediately that I was like, okay, I can do something with this, like make little shadow boxes or something out of these. So in my next video, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab vintage materials and I'm going to make little shadow boxes. And if this is something that you guys like, please, and you want to see, please hit the like button and hit that subscribe button, because when that video comes out, it'll pop up in your feed and you won't miss it. And you won't have to go hunting for it. So I'm going to do that. And I'm also, you've heard me talk about, I'm going to put it in a vintage bundle. Well, that's another thing we're going to talk about, because I'm going to kind of give you a little sneak peek of what I've got ready for you, and when I'm going to do a sale and how that's going to kind of play out. Okay. So that's something you don't want to miss. So I know you guys love the bundles, and I wanted to show you just one more thing before the end of this video. My husband's the bottle digger. You guys all, know that. I've told you several times all this stuff he pulls out of the ground. Well, I know these are creepy, but I was just picturing these Kewpies. Look at this, you guys. I mean, they're broken. The paint's gone, so they do look a little creepy. But can you imagine how absolutely adorable this would have been if it could have been whole with its paint? I was thought, oh gosh, why didn't that come out in one piece? But that is really a wonderful little find, probably turn of the century little bisque Kewpie dolls. Oh, look at that. Is that precious? But anyway, sometimes this is just what you get when you're digging for the antique bottles. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today as we did our little vintage tour for the weekend. And like I said, I'm going to be back in my next video, and we are going to transform these little frames into little shadow boxes. So until then, you guys have the best day, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.